Today, we're taking your Cirrus to the next level, literally bringing high-speed Wi-Fi into the cockpit with the Starlink Mini. I'm going to walk you through how to connect and mount it in any model Cirrus SR22, from the early G1 and G2s all the way up to the latest G7 Plus. Whether you want to file flight plans, get real-time weather, or just stream your favorite Spotify playlist at 10,000 feet, this video will show you how to get everything set up. So let's get started. This is the Starlink Mini. It is the compact version of the standard Starlink satellite dish. However, it's half the size, ultra portable, and absolutely perfect for aviation use. Here's what it looks like in my plane. So this is what it looks like from the outside. And this is what it looks from the inside. This can be made a little cleaner and prettier. Some people have taken these PVC tubes and painted them black and taken the cables and wired them from inside of the tube. I like to keep the cables on the outside. That way I can easily take the Starlink in and out of the plane and go use it in some other location. And here you can see where the power outlet that I have installed. I have a DC 28 volt power outlet back here. And if you'll notice, it's after the curve, so that way it's never disrupted by any luggage. Other people commonly put that port down here near the oxygen port, but that is troublesome when you put luggage into the back here. But the installation varies widely depending on what generation Cirrus you have. So let's start from the beginning. The G1 and G2 models of the SR22, despite being the oldest models of Cirrus, have the most elegant installation option because you can put the Starlink Mini inside the wingtip, and then your mechanic can easily run a new circuit breaker and run a power line out to the unit. This design is so discreet that nobody will even know that you have Starlink installed. Unfortunately, this approach does not work for models that are G3 all the way up to G7 because the wingtip was redesigned, and as you can see here, there's simply not enough room to fit the Starlink Mini inside the wingtip. For these models, there are several simple DIY solutions and even a brand new Cirrus mount that I will tell you about later in this video. All the DIY solutions I have seen mount the Starlink Mini in the baggage compartment. You already saw my simple PVC tube solution. This solution was actually designed by a COPA member, and you can find it easily on the COPA forums. In addition, some people use a simple suction cup mount to the rear window, which is available directly from Sporty's. The link to that is in the description below. Either way, once you figure out your DIY mounting solution, then you need to figure out power. The easiest way is to use a battery pack, but you need to use the right battery pack. Lithium-ion batteries can work, but they add risk because they could overheat and even catch fire. Lithium iron phosphate batteries, known as LiFePO4 batteries, are definitely preferred because they are more fire resistant and unlikely to overheat. Here are a few examples of battery packs from reputable manufacturers that have been used successfully by the COPA community. Links are in the description below. But instead of battery packs, which seem to always need charging, I prefer having ship power. To get ship power, you will need to have your A&P install a DC 28 volt cigarette lighter receptacle, a 5 amp circuit breaker, and connect it with approximately 20 feet of shielded 18-2 wire. Details of all the parts needed are in the description below. In addition to the circuit breaker, some people have also added a switch to their panel for intermittent use. I personally don't bother with a switch because when my plane is on, my Starlink is on. That seems to be the way my passengers want it. Everything I talked about until now has been DIY or simple A&P minor alterations. However, exciting news, Cirrus Aircraft just recently announced 2 new service bulletins that allow for a Cirrus-approved way of installing Starlink. The details are shown here, and your local Cirrus Service Center will be able to do this install starting in early December. Once you have everything installed and working, next you need to choose a service plan. The options have changed multiple times, but as of the recording of this video, the most common plan that most GA pilots are using is the local priority subscription. The base plan is $40 a month, and then you need a data pack of 50 gigabytes, which costs $25 a month. So for $65 a month, you get coverage in the entire US. If you need global coverage, then you need the Global Priority subscription plan. The base cost for this plan is $150 a month and $100 for the 50 gig data pack, for a total of $250 a month for full global coverage. Luckily, you can change your plans easily on their website each month based on your needs. Now that you have a service plan, what can you do with it? Well, the obvious things are what you do on your home Wi-Fi. Your passengers can watch a Netflix movie, you could stream a Pandora playlist, but there are also a bunch of practical emergency situations that Starlink can really be helpful. A COPA member in California had a total loss of comms due to some kind of mechanical issue, and he used Wi-Fi calling over Starlink to communicate with the tower and was able to land safely. I personally had a situation where I was rerouted on an international flight about 100 miles from land, and I used Starlink to figure out an alternative landing spot that had customs, was open, and was willing to take me. In fact, I should make a video about that. So the use cases are really endless. Another question people ask me is, how fast is it? Well, it's pretty fast. And if you want to see just how fast, check out this video up here where I actually did a speed test in flight. If you like this video, you might enjoy this playlist up here. If you want to see what YouTube thinks you'll like best next, check out the video down here.